Hi guys, so today I am here with the second part of my three-part wedding planning series for you guys. This is going to be the Q&A portion and I'm super excited. I was thinking about maybe doing another Q&A, but I think if there are any other questions that you guys have about the wedding that I didn't cover in this video, to just ask them in my Ask Kirsten videos, which are my normal Q&As, and I'll do that then. But hopefully when I film the entire finished wedding planning process video, that'll probably be up in end of October, early November, I answer every single question. I'm like, that's literally my goal. So I asked on Instagram and I asked in the last YouTube video that I filmed for this series to ask me any questions you have about the wedding, and I'm here to answer all of them for you guys. This was a question that got asked a lot, and it basically was, how is Avery going to be involved in our wedding? So Avery is going to be the flower girl, but she's also going to be the only other person in the wedding other than Brian and myself. We had originally started off wanting to have a bridal party, but we felt like we wanted our wedding, considering our wedding size, guest count is going to be small. We didn't want half of the guests to be in the bridal party, and we also wanted it to be a little bit more of an intimate ceremony, an intimate wedding, and just be our little family. So it's going to be me, Brian, and Avery, and I think that's going to make it really special. I also got a lot of questions about having the wedding on a Monday, such as, are you afraid people won't come since it's a Monday and weddings are generally on the weekends? So I'm not concerned that people aren't going to come. I feel like if our guests aren't able to come, it has nothing really to do with the day, because I know that a lot of people it's Columbus Day, and I know a lot of people are out of work and a lot of people are out of school, so it makes it a little bit easier. No, we did not plan to get married on Columbus Day. It actually worked out that way, but we really wanted it to be on our anniversary, and the fact that it falls on a Monday not only is beneficial to us because it's a lot cheaper financially, a lot less expensive of a wedding, it also works out too because then a lot of our guests are coming and making it into sort of like a long weekend vacation to hang out and be in Austin, because a lot of people don't even live in Texas. I think we only have 4 people that we invited that live in Texas, so everybody else is coming from out of state. So a lot of people are making it like a vacation. A lot of people, I'm pretty sure every single person we invited other than Brian's dad has not been to see us in Austin yet, and I know a lot of people are going to want to hang out and see the area, so I'm really excited about that. What advice can you give to me as the bride to not be stressed as I plan our wedding, and also what are the most important things to remember when planning? I feel like it's really hard to give advice based on stress because I too am very stressed. I feel like every bride is stressed regardless if you have a wedding planner or you're planning it yourself. I feel like you're constantly stressed or worried about something. So I don't really know. I guess just take time to breathe, write lists. That's all I've been doing is writing lists, and having a to-do list and something that I can check off has made it seem less stressful, because if I didn't have a list and I had to kind of remember the deposit for the caterers due this day and the deposit for the photographers due this day and call the DJ, I would not remember any of that, and I think that would stress me out more. So I highly suggest writing a bunch of lists because that is what has been de-stressing me. And then I guess the most important thing to remember when planning, I don't know, I feel like again that varies bride to bride. To me, the most important thing was making sure I had all of the big things done first, such as dress, venue, caterer, floral, photographer, all of the big things I wanted to get done first and out of the way, so that way I could focus on the smaller things towards the end. Ever worried that it wasn't going to work out? I think I'm still worried that it's not going to work out. However, I mean that's part of my stress. However, I feel like it's going to work out regardless. No matter what, the day is going to happen as it happens, and that's something that I feel like is just something I'm going to have to get over. I'm just going to have to realize that the day is going to happen the way it happens. It's not going to happen picture book perfect for me, but I think that's something that I need to get over, but I don't know when that's going to pass yet because I'm still a little stressed. How many guests do you plan on having? We invited around 50 to 60 people, but we know that there's probably going to be about 30 to 40, probably 40 people that are coming. No, not everybody's RSVP'd yet. We don't have our RSVP date until July, so we're not sure yet how many people are coming, but we can guarantee it's going to be around 40. We invited this 50 to 60, half of those were courtesy invites, knowing that they weren't going to be able to come, but we still wanted to recognize that we wanted them there on our wedding day. But yeah, so I think like 40-ish people are coming. Do you have a honeymoon planned? If so, are you taking Avery? We do not have a honeymoon planned as of yet. We've been like talking about going on a vacation, not necessarily a honeymoon, because we do want to bring Avery with us. Oh, they're mowing. Sorry if you can hear them mowing in the background, but I don't want to finish recording because Avery's doing good right now and I'm doing good right now, so yeah. But we don't really have a honeymoon necessarily planned, more so a vacation, but I don't even know if we're gonna do it yet. We're just kind of talking right now. The planning process so far easier or a lot harder than you expected? I feel like it's been a little bit easier than I expected. I originally went into thinking that planning this wedding was going to be super hard, but I've gotten a lot of help from Andrea, who actually just recently got married, so she kind of already knows pretty much everything. It's still very fresh in her mind, so I was able to get a lot of insight from her as to like what deals were the best and where to go as far as certain things, so that has been super helpful for me. So I think if I had gone in this like alone, completely blind, I would not be doing as good as I am. How did you react when he popped the question, did you two discuss getting married a lot? Well, we do have the engagement video up on this channel. I will link it below if you guys want to see my reaction. I pretty much bawled my eyes out. And I guess we've always really talked about getting married, but it wasn't something that I necessarily like thought too in depth about. We just would talk about getting married, but I didn't see it happening this close to me in the present. Like I definitely saw it as a more like far future thing. Like we've been dating, our anniversary is October 10th, that's when we're getting married, and that'll be our 6-year anniversary. But I don't know. I guess I just saw us dating probably for the rest of our lives. Did you make yourself a wedding planner or did you buy one? I do have an Erin Condren wedding planner. I would show you guys, but it has all of the stuff that I want to talk about in the next video in it. Like I literally have been making lists of everything that's happened so far and like bullet points, so I know exactly what to say for this video. So I haven't really used it to its intended purpose, but it's working out for me, so I'm not mad. Being away from your family in the day of the, sorry, there's like a hair like hanging, I can feel it. Does being away from your family in the day of the week the wedding will be affect the guest count, and how many people are you planning for? Also curious about what kind of food you will have and which service style you would prefer. Also, will you have any sort of midnight supper? So I'm a little concerned that some families not going to be able to make it. You know, you have to realize with my mom, my dad, Brian's mom, Brian's dad, they're all divorced, so they're all like, they all have their own individual families. Like each person has like, you know, like 2 extra kids. I feel like extra kids, they're my siblings. But like with my mom and my stepdad, they have my 2 brothers. My dad and my stepmom have my 2 brothers and my sister. Brian's mom has her boyfriend, his sister, his brother, and then Brian's dad is his dad and Jason. So it's been kind of like, I don't know, it depends like if they'll be able to make it. And although I know for sure Brian's dad's coming, like he's made it very apparent he's gonna be there, I can only hope that my mom and dad can come. A lot of the issues with that is mostly like I feel like this is so personal, I don't want to like put their stuff out there, but I mean, I tell you guys everything. I mean, they are kind of concerned as far as the financial reasons, being able to fly all of them and then stay in a hotel for X amount of days with all of them. Although I am trying to get like a block on a hotel and hopefully get a guest rate that doesn't take away from the price per night, plus the flights for 4 or 5 people. So we'll see, hoping for the best. Both of my parents said that if not all of them can come, then just one of them, like my mom and my dad, are coming. So I can only hope for the best. I hope my parents come. That would mean a lot to me. So we'll see. And then as far as the food service, we went with a buffet style. Going into catering, really wanted either buffet or stations, and buffet just worked out to be a little bit less expensive, and I liked the buffet option they had. We are doing like an Italian buffet. So excited, pumped about that. Oh, and then the midnight supper, I don't think we're gonna do that, although I do think we're gonna, after the wedding, because the wedding's over at like 10, or the reception's over at like 9 or 10, I think we're all gonna go back to like a hotel room and like hang out and just relax and drink and stuff. Are you guys doing a registry, or since you guys have been living together for a while, are you guys going to do like the send us on a honeymoon type thing? We are not doing a registry. Like you said, yeah, we've been living together for 3.5 years we've been living together, so we have everything we need. We really don't want people to go out and buy us things. So I think what we've been saying is really just like your presence is present enough. So I would rather people come than buy us presents, if that makes any sense. I would rather be hanging out with my family and friends than hanging out with like blenders and toasters. Like that doesn't sound like fun to me. Have you thought about what you wanted to do for your hair and makeup, and have you decided? So Hair, I have a pretty like firm decision. I think what I'm doing, I'm getting a flower crown, which I've wanted for my wedding for like 10 years. Like I've always wanted a freaking flower crown. I think they're so beautiful and I love them in weddings, and I think with our theme it's gonna be so gorgeous. And Avery's getting one too. And if I could have Brian have one too, I would. That's a little strange. So I'm definitely doing a flower crown. My hair is going to be down. I'm actually thinking about doing something almost like half up like this and kind of entwining it with the flower crown, but we'll see. But I think I'm going to do extensions just to thicken it up and curl it. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm like so pumped. And then makeup, I'm not sure. I know for a fact like false eyelashes, I do like this look. I think it's a little heavy and I have like glitter in the inner corners, but I do kind of like this. I don't know. I'm doing my own makeup, so I'm going to have to do a lot of practice runs before I have like an exact what I'm going to do. Are you guys having your wedding filmed? We are. We actually did hire a videographer and I'm so pumped. I love their style of like wedding filming. I'm like ready. I'm ready. Like I'm so ready. So I'm super excited. I'm really happy to have our wedding filmed. How did you and your guy budget the wedding? That's funny. So I originally went in with like a budget of like X amount. I'm like, okay, my budget is this. Like I don't want to go over. I don't want to do anything. And so far I don't think I've gone over. I'm pretty close, but I haven't gone over yet. But I pretty much set out what I was willing to spend a lot on. So I was willing to spend a lot on a dress. I was willing to spend a lot on a venue, although because we're getting married on a Monday, our venue is literally half the price. I was so excited when I saw that, like I could have cried. And then I was willing to spend a lot on the photographer and videographer. Those were like my three things I was willing to like go over budget on, because those were the three things that were important to me. And the photographer and videographer ended up being just slightly over what I had said, like a couple $100 over what I had said, but they were the people that I really wanted, so I was willing to do that. So I did that. The dress was perfectly fine. My dress was way less expensive than I thought. Like I've watched so many episodes of Say Yes to the Dress, and when I finally went and found my dress and fell in love and it was the dress I had wanted, I looked at the price tag and I was like, oh, like I was expecting this to be like real expensive, and it wasn't as expensive as I expected, so I was really happy about that. And then the venue, like I said, it was half the price because we're getting married on a Monday, so that was just like A1. Super happy about that. Do you want your wedding date to be on your anniversary, or did you have any other days in mind? I think I've always wanted it to be on our anniversary, and I was willing to wait like a few years until it was on like a Friday or Saturday, which is like a few years down the road to get married, but I'm glad we went with a Monday. I'm super glad. Is your groom making 100% of the decisions with you, or is he letting you call a percentage of the shots on your own? Okay, I'm so mad at Brian. No, I'm not mad at him. He's very like, sure Kirsten, yeah, whatever you want. Like he's so like happy-go-lucky with it. He's like, yeah, just do whatever you feel. And it's like, make a decision. Help me, please. The one decision I got him to help me make was with the venue for sure. He like walked around. He was really like skeptical, looking at everything. And then he was like, yeah, this is good. And I'm like, okay, thank you. And then he made his decision. He made his decision on what band he wanted, what wedding band, or not like a band, like a like his ring. He made the decision on that. I was really happy about. Although he did ask me a couple times, like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, that's a good one. So, oh, my camera's dying. So, yeah, he's, I don't know, not making that many decisions. I've been trying so hard to be like, do you want this? Do you want that? What song do you want for this? What do you want for that? What color do you want? She's just like, you got this, Kirsten, you got this. So I've been making pretty much like 95% of the shot calls here. So if he ends up coming back in like 10 years and being like, yeah, I wish you would have done this, I'm gonna be like, no, no, honey, no. Your dress strapless, because I thought at one time you said you aren't fond of strapless dresses or anything, and also did you go traditional, white, or ivory? So my dress is not strapless. I tried on one strapless dress and I didn't like it. If you guys want to see me trying on dresses, I do have a daily vlog channel. I'll link the actual vlog down below if you want to see the wedding dress shopping day. I didn't show my dress though. But yes, my dress is not strapless, and according to the like there's hairs everywhere. According to the receipt, it is ivory/gold, but it's not gold. I don't know colors. I'm just like, I don't know. Okay, so now I'm going to get into the Instagram comments quickly. Here's a really personal question, but I do want to answer it. It says, are your parents helping pay at all? As of right now, they have not helped me pay for anything at all, although I'm not mad. Like, I'm not saying that, like, yeah, screw my parents, because, like, I'm not mad about it. They have not helped me pay at all, but what I have talked to them about and what we've all, like, kind of clarified is that I would rather them put the money towards traveling to come. I would rather them come, and then if for some reason the earth is falling down, they cannot make it, you know, aliens have taken over, they are going to send the money that they would have used towards traveling to help pay for the wedding, which I don't want. Like, I would rather them come. But there has been situations lately, like my littlest brother, Bryson, he tore his ACL. He's 7. He tore his ACL. So he is wheelchair bound right now, and he just had surgery on his knee. So, I mean, if something like that happens, I'm not going to be like, yeah, send me the money, don't come. You know what I'm saying? So I would rather them come, but that has been our sort of like situation, like what we've kind of worked out together as like a team. Because we're a team. What changed for you guys wanting to wait a while and be engaged for a few years to getting married this year? Okay, so this was me. This was all me. I'm kind of embarrassed to tell this story. This was me. This was me. This was me. This was me. I was being very spontaneous. I had went to get a tattoo, and while I was getting this spontaneous tattoo that literally came to our minds 5 seconds before we got it, which is something I do often, I was like, I just want to get married this year. Like, why wait? Let's just do it. So as I was getting this tattoo, I was texting Brian. Well, I had one hand, so I was like texting Brian, and I'm like, let's just do it. And I'm telling him all my plans, and he was like, yeah, let's just do it. So it was me. I really wanted to get married, and so I kind of got the ball rolling, and now like we're going downhill pretty fast. But it's going good. Picked out your dress, and if so, how did you know it was the one for you? Yes, I have picked out my dress. I knew it was the one for me because it was literally a combination of all like 3 dresses I had tried on at the end that I loved. Like, I loved an aspect of each single one. Hold on, baby. I loved an aspect of each of the 3 dresses I tried on, and then my lady, I don't know what her name is, she pulled the dress and was like, this has everything you want, and I was like, yes it does. So I tried it on, and it was magical. I didn't cry, but I really liked it. Your colors / theme. Colors are burgundy, ivory, gray, and theme is sort of like a rustic Texas theme. I like to call it a Texas theme. How did you decide on the date, and why did you pick a fall wedding? It is our anniversary. Do you wish you had a wedding planner? No, only because I feel like Andrea has really helped me more than anything, like more than a wedding planner really could have, versus being sort of like paid to help me. So no, I'm happy I don't have a wedding planner. Do you and Brian have a song? How did you decide what song you were going to have your first dance to? We have multiple songs. A lot of them aren't really love related, so I don't know, I kind of went through a list with him and we listened to a few songs, and there was this one song that I was obsessed with when I was a kid, and I like bawl when I listened to it, like I cry my eyes out. So I had to nix that one because I didn't want to be crying harder than I know I will on my wedding day. So I picked a song that we listened to a lot. It's like a 90s alternative song. It's very like me and Brian, so I'm really excited about that. Plan on taking Brian's last name, and will you vlog the wedding? I do plan on taking his last name. Will I vlog the wedding? I don't know. I'm gonna throw it up there and say I don't know right now because we are getting the wedding filmed and I don't want to kind of take away from that. But we'll see, because it might happen. I don't know. Will your ceremony be indoors or outdoors, and are you finding it easy to stick to your budget? It's outdoors, but the venue does have an indoor option, so in case it rains, we will go in, but I hope it doesn't rain, because I really love the outdoor setting. And then so far it's been easy to stick to the budget, but I'm nervous that I'm going to end up going over with the last minute sort of like details, but that's okay, I guess. Will your dad walk you down the aisle? As I said before, it's just going to be a very intimate family ceremony, just me, Brian, and Avery, so I'm going to be walking myself down the aisle. How's the open bar looking? Looking pretty good. I actually hired somebody to man the open bar, but we have to buy all the liquor, which sucks, but it's fine with me. Are you going to be wearing a veil? No, I will not. Just the flower crown. I did think about doing the flower crown and a veil, but just the flower crown. Is it going to be a huge wedding or more of a laid-back, simple wedding? More laid-back. I don't want it to be huge and like a bunch of people there that like I don't really know from like years ago. So I want it to be very like intimate and people we've been like really close friends with for a while. If your family will be there, how are you nervous about your parents interacting since they aren't together anymore? I've kind of made it clear, like, please be adults when you're here. I don't think my parents will. I mean, my parents haven't been together. My parents haven't been together like in the same room together since I was probably like 12. So I'm not sure, but I'm sure they'll be civil. And if they're not, then I mean, I'm gonna be like, yo, be an adult. Like, let's do this. Just a wedding, chill. But I'm sure they'll be fine. I wouldn't be worried about your parents being weird at a wedding. Will you and Brian have the first look before the ceremony, or will you wait till he sees you walking down the aisle? I really wanted to do the wait till he sees me walking down the aisle, but I decided to go with first looks because our venue has a really cool like first look spot, and then the photographer sort of like specializes in first looks. So I was like, let's just do it. Plus I just don't want Brian to be crying, you know? I'm just kidding. He'll probably cry. I'll cry. We'll all cry. What type of shoes will you wear for your wedding? Flats. I haven't found the shoes yet, but definitely flats. I'm not wearing heels. I don't wear heels. Will Brian and you both cry? Probs. I'll probably cry really hard. Like, I'm such a big baby nowadays. I'll probably be crying the entire time. All of the pictures will literally be me with the Kim K crying face, always. What would have been your dream venue without considering the budget? I don't know, because I really, really like the venue I have. Like, the venue we have picked is so perfect for what I wanted, for what the theme is. Like, I'm ready for this venue. It is so gorgeous. So I honestly, honest to God, if we had an unlimited budget, I would have done like destination wedding and like paid for everyone to come, but I love our venue. Like, I wouldn't change it. Have you thought about what you're going to do with your wedding dress after your special day? Probably keep it, and if Avery wants it, she can have it, but I will probably keep it and like cherish it forever because I love my dress. Get Avery a dress to match yours or something different? So I did actually just order Avery's dress off of Etsy. It hasn't came yet, but it did just ship. I got the shipping notice today, so I'm like, yes. Color wise, it is white, and it is pretty much almost like the same like material as my dress, but it's like, I don't know, it's really like bohemian looking. It's really cute. So it kind of matches mine, but it's a little different. A little different. During the planning process, was there anything that didn't work out the way you originally wanted? So far, no. Hold on, let me think. Yeah, so far, no. So far, we've been good. It's kind of good. Although the caterer said that they have to have like a minimum amount that we have to spend, and because our guest count may be a little bit lower than what the minimum is, they have to like fix something to like extend it, which was a little weird. I was like, alright, I guess, but that was like the only thing that was like annoying to me. And the last question that I'm going to be answering is, what things would you suggest saving on, and what would you suggest splurging on? That is all personal preference, you guys. Like, I wanted to splurge on, like I said, did I say the venue? Yeah, the venue, the dress, and the photographer slash videographer. Those were like my most important things that I really was willing to splurge on. But say you're really into like the flowers, you're willing to spend more on the flowers and the catering and the DJ. Hold on, monkey. And the DJ, that's all you. So I definitely suggest splurging on what you want the most, but saving on like the smaller things, like, you know, the little things like thank you gifts and the smaller stuff towards the end you can definitely save on. You can really save on a lot of things. It just depends on what you're really, really, really adamant about and wanting. So that is it for this Q&A video. Hopefully I answered everybody's questions. If you have any more, like I said, any more wedding related questions, please leave them in my Ask Kirstens and I will answer those then. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go ahead and subscribe to, hey bug, girl, go ahead and subscribe to me if you're not already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.